Ladies and gentlemen, we are live in the UFC's featherweight, what is this, the bantamweight division. Whoa. Alright, something's up with my dang... Nah, I don't know what that is. Let me see. What the heck did it do? What is this doing? Do I have scissors? 1 second, y'all. Let me get some scissors. Where are these scissors? Scissors. Let me cut this thing. Alright. Now I could actually move my damn mic. Alright, let's put the thumbnail in, whatever that's gonna be. Probably do Masvidal. Alright, what is up, ladies and gentlemen? We got the MMA news. Alright, how many people are in here? Let's see. 3. What is up, y'all? Pacey, Sinclair, how many somethings do you think Dober can murder in 5 minutes? Depends on how old. Maybe 4 or 5. Bert joins a James Lynch versus MMA Guru live stream. What is that? The James Lynch MMA Guru live stream. Let's see. James Lynch, MMA Guru. There's a live stream right now? Interview with MMA Guru? This is a thing? 17 minutes ago. I chose the wrong time to go live. We got an advertisement, of course.
When I'm in my mid to late 20s, I'll start enjoying myself. I don't know, I just rely on covering.
Interesting. Wow. Such Dober didn't get out of the fight with Jalen Turner. Didn't get the fight with Jalen Turner, but I heard he loved to fight Michael Johnson. Does Johnson deserve it right now? Didn't he just lose to like Jamie Malarkey? I know he got a good win recently. Forgetting the name over who, but I don't think he deserves a Drew Dober because Drew Dober is ranked. I believe Drew Dober is ranked, so I don't think that'd be a good fight for Michael Johnson. Michael would get freaking destroyed in that type of a fight. Yeah, Drew Dober's number 14 right now in the lightweight division. No, come on. Bobby Green versus Michael Johnson wouldn't be bad. But Drew Dober, Michael Johnson, Michael's going to get kind of wrecked in that one, I presume. I mean, maybe you can stay out of range, but I don't know. I think Drew Dober would destroy him. Join in and roast both of them. Call him fat. He already knows he's fat. I can't say things he already knows. All right. Well, let's get done with the stuff that we are going to be doing. Recording is good. So, get into some MMA news if I can find UFC 287. Freaking heck. UFC 287. They're showing. All right, we go on to the UFC's bantamweight division here with Sterling and Henry Cejudo. Aljamain Sterling and Henry Cejudo targeted for UFC 287 via Damon Martin of MMAfighting.com. They are a pretty reputable source when it does come to these MMA news topics and things like that. You got BJPenn.com, MMA Junkie, all of those ones. And they are saying it is in the works, that it's targeted, that the UFC wants it, that Aljamain might want it, Henry Cejudo might want it. And that's what they're looking to do for the main events. Maybe even the co-main event of UFC 287. But we got Ali Abdelaziz coming out here not long after it was originally posted by MMA Fighting, probably about an hour after that. And he says Fake news, but we can never really trust Ali Abdelaziz, the man that said Beneil Dariush was going to be fighting Dustin Poirier. When have they fought? They have not fought. Ali says a lot of things that are just flat out wrong. He lies a lot. You never know what to believe from a guy like Ali Abdelaziz, but it is on Tapology right now as in unconfirmed rumor. That's what they put. When a fight is like in the works, it could happen, it might not happen, I don't know. But judging off of the card right now, Christian Rodriguez, Raul Rosas Jr., Nicolas Mota, Ignacio Bahamondes, Calvillo, Godinez, you can see a lot of Mexican and kind of people of that heritage on this UFC fight card. You got Adrian Yanez, Rob Font. Henry Cejudo kind of seems to be coming from a similar background to a lot of these guys. Not as Mexican as like a Raul Rosas Jr. or Lupita Godinez, but it kind of does seem like they're trying to give Henry Cejudo one of those big comeback type of fights for the main event of UFC 287. Maybe in Mexico. I mean, there's so many people from Mexico, from California, near Mexico, or from right below Mexico in South America, like Nicolas Mota and things like that, that it would make sense for the main event here. Now, who would I think is going to win between Henry Cejudo and Aljamain Sterling? I don't know. I mean, right now, 36-year-old Henry Cejudo has not fought in 2 years and 8 months. He's not as tall, he's not as lengthy, but he is a slightly better striker when it comes to the technique, the movements, and then the wrestling obviously is going to be better for Henry Cejudo, but it's the grappling and jiu-jitsu game of Aljamain Sterling kind of counteracted with the fact that he is going to be taller and lengthier. Sometimes even just that, just having the jiu-jitsu to kind of fend off the wrestling and grappling of the wrestler in Henry Cejudo could make this bantamweight title fight just a striking fight. And in that case, I do think Henry Cejudo is the better striker. But Aljamain has shown a good striking recently. His kicking game is definitely getting a lot better with the body kicks, front kicks, and leg kicks. And if he's able to stay at range, he could very, very well go out there and actually beat Henry Cejudo. So it is a tough one to do an early prediction on. I'll probably do an early prediction once the fight actually gets announced, because I do believe the fight will get announced sometime in the next week or two. But it's a tough one. Who do y'all have winning, Aljamain Sterling or Henry Cejudo? And do you think it'll be a decision, or do you see maybe Funk Master getting knocked out again like he did with Marlon Moraes? Do you see Cejudo getting knocked out again like he did with Demetrius Johnson? Put those predictions down below. And do you think the fight actually happens? Because again, it's not actually official to happen as of right now, but it is targeted. So what do y'all think? Put us down below. Next topic we got is going to be that middleweights, light heavyweight sort of title picture right there in, I don't know, one of those two divisions. And we are going to go out and find the worldwide rankings for the top middleweights and in the top welterweights, light heavyweights. We got Alex Poatan Pereira, we got Jamal Sweet Dreams Hill, and we got Jiri Denisa Prochazka. So that is going to be the topic of this one in, what is this? The middleweight / light heavyweight division. As you guys know, Sweet Dreams Hill just got the amazing, dominant 50-45, 50-44, 50-43. I don't know, he might have got some 10-8 rounds in there, but he kind of dominated the training partner and coach of Alex Pereira right there. Alex Pereira is a training partner of Glover Teixeira, and Pereira was not too happy after Glover Teixeira got just destroyed for 5 straight rounds at UFC 283, and he was glaring at Jamal Hill after that fight. And Jamal Hill gives his response to Jiri Prochazka, the UFC light heavyweight champion of last year, who ended up vacating his belt after getting a shoulder injury, but is now good to go. Jiri Prochazka is looking a lot better than he did a little while ago, had his shoulder surgery, and he's good to go and come back and fight Jamal Hill. But I mean, who did Jamal Hill just beat? Glover Teixeira, who almost beat Jiri Prochazka. Jiri went back and forth in an all-out war. Jamal Hill just absolutely dominated Glover Teixeira, but you kind of got that little thing happening between Jamal Hill and Alex Pereira, where, yes, the most logical thing to happen would be, obviously, Yuri Prochazka versus Jamal Hill to be next in the UFC's light heavyweight division. Obviously, that should be next. I'm not going to be out here saying, no, we need Alex Pereira to go up right now to try and become the double champion in both middleweight and light heavyweight, because I'm going to be honest, it does not make sense for as of right now. Yuri is almost good to go. He's going to be coming back in 2023. He's already said he plans to fight in 2023. Jamal Hill has responded to the call out of Yuri Prochazka saying, yeah, I am willing to fight. Where are you at? Where are you at, Yuri Prochazka? So I do believe that is the fight that's going to happen. But as you see right here, I heard Prochazka is injured. I think he'll be good to go. But he's just trying to say that because he wants this fight. What about knocking me out, says Alex Pereira. And this is the thing that Alex should be doing, knowing that most likely he's probably not going to get the fight, but it is still building some buzz on a future, maybe 2024 matchup of Alex Pereira and Jamal Hill. I'm saying it right now, the next fight for Jamal Hill and the next fight for Alex Pereira is not going to be against each other. Jamal Hill is going to be fighting Yuri Prochazka May, June, July, maybe even later on in the year if Prochazka's injury is really that bad. And Alex Pereira is going to fight Robert Whittaker. He's going to fight Israel Adesanya for like the 5th time later on this year as well. That's what's going to happen there. But as we saw, he does want the fight. Alex Pereira wants the smoke to avenge his brother, his coach, his training partner, Glover Teixeira. And I do believe we will see that in 2024. Maybe the end of 2023 if Pereira can fight Adesanya that fast. And if Jamal Hill can fight Yuri Prochazka that fast. And they both win. Right now, I think Jamal Hill beats Yuri Prochazka. I think Alex Pereira beats Israel Adesanya. And I do think 2023 we are going to get this matchup. Sweet Dreams Hill, Alex Poatan Pereira. And I would have to go Jamal Sweet Dreams Hill to win that fight. I know a lot of you guys are going to be like, nah, Pereira's going to win that one. Or none of that's going to happen. Prochazka's going to come back and beat Jamal Hill. Or Alex Pereira is going to lose to Adesanya. I think Pereira wins against Adesanya. Hill wins against Prochazka, and we get a money fight. Double champ on the line. Revenge for my brother. Revenge for my coach. For Alex Pereira, for Glover Teixeira, and we get an all-out back-and-forth war. Maybe a mid-fight finish, or maybe a 5-round fight of the year contender. I don't know. That's possible. What do y'all think about this situation? Do you think the fight will ever materialize in the light heavyweight division? And if it does, who do y'all have winning that one? Put your thoughts down below. All right, next one. I don't know what else we got. Let's check the comments really quick. Let's check these comments. What is up, Artem MMA? He removed the analysis. Ali. The Rats. Bert, the best in the game. What's up, Thomas Manzanero? Sonic Boom, 717. Bert, the go. Good call on Bruno. Artem Bruno, he had the 3-1 underdog. Bruno Ferreira, the Hulk, knocking out RoboCop. Barack Obama Rodriguez. I was thinking Till Lennon, who's a good dog in the next card. Well, let's see. Let's go regular old Tapology. Let's see who's on that card. I'm not too sure because I don't think most of the odds are out. They might be. I might be wrong. Darwin Jung, Devin Clark, Derek Lewis, Blagoy, Kyle Nelson. A good dog. Dennis Till Lennon, I don't think it would be too good of a dog. Based on odds, Jesus Aguilar is so far gone as that underdog right there. What are the Jeon Kim Mandy Baum odds? Let's see on that one. I would assume Jeon Kim would be the favorite considering she's South Korean, but you never do know. Yeah, Jeon Kim is a 3-1 favorite. Dennis Till Lennon around that. I don't know. There's not really too many good underdogs on this card, if I'm being honest with you. Yeah, this is really not a good underdog card. It's more of a prop parlay type of a card. I'm going to be honest. More of a prop parlay card than an underdog card. So not too many good underdogs on that one. Is Tybura an underdog? Tybura is the favorite. Kelvin Gastelum versus Chris Curtis. Let's go! banger. Tybura's a pick'em. Kyle Nelson was cracking Herbert in that fight. That's true. That is true. But he's fighting a South Korean. If it goes to a decision, he's probably going to lose. GM3 coming back as well, fighting Joe Pyfer, who Dana White seems to really like. Who this? Bert? Bert? Is that you? Dennis Yulinin, as always. A good underdog. Was he the dog against Jamie Pickett? I don't remember. I miss you too, GES Espinosa. Duho Choi is back. You think he has sparked after 3 years? I don't. But then again, I don't know what the hell he's been doing the past 3 years. Bert is alive and well. I can see Kyle Spark and Choi. You never know. Strickland's a consistent winner. Artem in the house. Kyle Nelson and Dennis Tillinen next weekend as dogs. That 3-year layoff for Choi is not good, but you never know. What if it was good? What if he's been training so hard? We just don't know. Yeah, Flick got absolutely battered in that fight. Even Bumzat Chimaev. Guru just did an interview with James Lynch. I saw a little bit of that, like right as I started this live stream, but wow, that is interesting. Boris with the goat emoji. Bert, says Strickland's burner. Bert, you told me Jags was a teenager, but when I pressed him, he claims he makes $200,000 a year. Isn't that weird? I don't know. I'm not too sure. Yeah, a lot of fat favorites. Big ups, Bert. Rodriguez, Emmett, early thoughts. I'm going to go Rodriguez to win that one. Cater was doing a good job with the jab and staying on the outside, and I do think he did win that fight with Josh Emmett, but, I mean, you add in the kicks and you add in the movement and the speed of Rodriguez. Probably going to go Rodriguez decision. Connor Masvidal on tough. We'll talk about that in a little bit. 10-9 Lynch. I love you, Bert. I love you too, Boris. Jay Abraham. What is up? Yeah, they had him as a dog. Lol. Dang. Tyler Santos versus Aaron Blanchfields. Ooh, that is tough. Tyler definitely has the better jiu-jitsu submission type of game, but Aaron is more dominant on the ground. The striking is going to be even. It's 3 rounds, right? 3 rounds. I'm going to go Aaron Blanchfield with a 29-28 decision. How do you see Tyson Pedro's Modestas Bukauskas going? I see Pedro kind of piecing him up on the feet a little bit. Modestas is going to catch him with something good. Pedro is going to kind of come back to his senses, and then he's going to knock out Modestas Bukauskas. He trains with Pavlovich. Bruno trains with Jailton. Jailton Almeida, that dude. I've been talking about that guy since the Dana White's Contender Series. Man's legit. Man, I mean, I was like one of the only guys predicting Jailton to beat the undefeated Russian prospect, Nasruddinov. Everyone thought I was crazy. I saw some clips of the man striking. I saw how good of his jiu-jitsu he had, and I was like, dude, he's going to beat Nasruddin. Why is he this big of an underdog? And dude, he should not have been. He should have been like a 4-5-1 favorite over over Nasruddin. Now the man's a damn heavyweight, which is absolutely crazy. Are you doing predictions for the next card? I'm not going to make any promises because weight cutting is still freaking hard for me, so I never know what I'm going to be feeling like in the next 2 days or so, so I'm not going to make any promises on that, but I hope to make some predictions for that next card. MMA Joey would submit Jailton, maybe. Bro, you hear Irene Aldana, Raquel Pennington. It's not official, but it is in the works, and that is what they are targeting. Hope it does not happen. That better not be the main event, but let's see. What more MMA news do we have? We have Chris Weidman set to return to combat sports. Let's see. Oh, what did I just press? Rankings? I'm just going to look up Chris Weidman. Chris Weidman. Weidman in the UFC. It didn't even show right now. That's weird. In the UFC's middleweight division, Chris Weidman, former UFC middleweight champion, got destroyed by Luke Rockhold, but destroyed Anderson Silva one time. Little fluky, the other time, a little fluky, but now, after all of that, becoming the champion, losing his belt, going on to win some, to lose some after that, and then to get that freaking 17-second broken leg knockout the same way he got the knockout win on Anderson Silva as well. All of that to try to come back to mixed martial arts, come back to competing in some sort of martial arts. He is going to come back finally here at Polaris 23 in a grappling match against Owen Livesley. I'm going to be honest, I have no idea who Owen Livesley is, but it is good to see a guy like Chris Weidman, a legend of the game, one of the great, I'm just kidding, not one of the greatest of all time, but a guy that beat Anderson Silva twice, and only really lost to some of the best in the respectful divisions that he was partaking in. And he is coming back finally. He's been training for a while in the gym for an MMA fight. I don't know when he's going to actually try to get an MMA fight, but this is a step in the right direction, getting a jiu-jitsu match, and then maybe if he looks good in the jiu-jitsu match, he'll be like, all right, now I'll start my training camp for a professional MMA fight. Who do I think Weidman should fight in that first fight back in the UFC's middleweight division after this grappling match against whoever the heck Owen Livesley is? I'm going to say Darren Till. Darren Till should be the comeback fight for him. You look at the middleweight division right now. He's not going to get anybody in the top 10. You got the prospects. Drichu du Plessis, Andre Muniz, Imavov, Chris Curtis. I mean, he already has a fight. Kelvin Gastelum already has a fight. So we're going to have to go all the way down to number 15 in the middleweight division in Darren Till, which is actually a little bit of a favorable sort of matchup for a guy like Chris Weidman, being a very good wrestler and grappler on the ground. And we saw du Plessis take him down easily early on in that fight. We saw Derek Brunson take him down and submit him in their fight. 2 rear nakeds in a row that he has lost by. Weidman could go out there and make that a good win to start back up his career in the UFC's middleweight division. So I don't really care what happens in the grappling match. All I do know is that puts him one step closer to making his return to MMA, and I think that MMA return should be against Darren Till, the Gorilla. Who do y'all think would win that one and why? Thoughts down below. Alrighty then. MMA Joey watching Innocent's hot dogs go to waste. I feel Almeida is overrated. He's a little bit overrated, but he's that good where people are just rating him so far above where he is, but where he is still absolutely crazy. Weidman versus Bo Nickel, no. Come on, we don't want Weidman to get destroyed in his comeback fight, but maybe that could be like a passing of the guard type of fight. You never know. You never know. Jones versus Gane. Prediction? Literally have no idea. I don't know what Jones is going to look like. It all comes down to what Jones looks like. How is his speed going to be like on the feet? I really do not know. I was going to go Jones decision, but I'm going to switch it to Gane by a decision right now. I'm not going to give you the most technical breakdown or anything like that, but I do have Gane winning that one. It's very tough, though. Corey versus Cheeto, not Aldana Pennington. Yeah. Who wants to see Aldana versus Pennington in a main event in San Antonio, a place they have not been in a very, very long time? I don't understand that one. I do not understand that one. Prediction. All right. Jiri Prochazka in July or August. Todd Duffy signing with KSW. Impa Kasanganai. All right. Impa Kasanganai. Topology. All right. The dude should still be in the UFC. I'm going to be dead honest with you. What is Impa doing in the PFL right now? He should be a UFC fighter right now. But we go on to, is it a middleweight fight or is he switching divisions again? I never know. Sometimes he's welterweight, sometimes he's middleweight. I never know. Light heavyweight? What? Impa's going up to 205? You're kidding me. There's no way. His last fight was in middleweight. Maki Patolo, middleweight. I could have sworn he had a welterweight fight sometime in his MMA career. He's going up to light heavyweight. Well, that's interesting. All right, we go on to the light heavyweight division. Impa Kasanganai, 10-3, a former UFC veteran, on the receiving end of one of the craziest KO losses in MMA history. I'm not talking UFC history. I'm not talking I'm gonna stretch it. Combat sports history, where he got knocked out by Joaquin Buckley in round number 2, a fight that he was actually winning. He won round number 1 and was winning round number 2, all to get hit with one of the craziest knockouts ever. After that, come back with a good win, lose to a very good prospect in Carlston Harris, who I am very high on, still at this moment in his MMA career, to get cut from the UFC, go on to be lose to Raimon Magomedaliev, another great prospect outside of the UFC, who should also be inside of the UFC right there in a very close split decision. All of that to go and knock out another former UFC fighter in Jerry Gooden, and now go up a weight class to fight in the main events of the PFL Challenger Series 2023 on week 7. The man's career is going all over the place. I'm going to be honest. Why is he fighting in the light heavyweight division? The dude is he's not even the biggest middleweight, but now he's going to have to fight some massive light heavyweight Osama El Siedi, who just looks very big based off of the picture right here, has every single win coming inside the distance. And now, I mean, he's going to go up a weight class and fight this humongous guy? I don't know. I think Kasanganay probably goes out there and gets the win. I'm glad he's getting an opportunity in another major MMA organization, possibly, to compete for the $1 million in 2024 or 2023. But I don't know. That seems weird. Going up to light heavyweight, again, I always thought of Impa as a very small middleweight. How small is he going to be in the light heavyweight division? I don't know a lot about Osama El Siedi, but he looks pretty big in my opinion. Who do you think wins and why? Do you think this is the good move for Impa Kasanganay to go over to the PFL? Put your thoughts down below. Kyle Dawkins is cut from the UFC. Let's see. Oh, I did not spell any of that right. Daukaus. In the middleweight division, Kyle Dawkins has been released. No, not released. To the middleweight division. Kyle Dawkins is no longer inside of the UFC. He's not in Bellator. He's not in PFL. He is a free agent as an MMA fighter as of right now. He didn't get cut from the UFC. Simply, his contract ended up expiring after he fought out every single one of his fights on the contract. I don't really think the UFC is going to try to re-sign him because, I mean, he lost to Brendan Allen, lost by unanimous decision, beat Dustin Stoltzfus, who is not in the UFC anymore, a guy that went, 1-4 inside of the UFC's middleweight division, lost to Phil Halls, had a weird one with Kevin Holland, beat Jamie Pickett, but again, Jamie Pickett's another one of those 2-4 inside of the UFC, got knocked out bad by Roman Dolidze, got TKO'd by Eric Anders. He's 2-4 in the UFC, only beaten a 1-4 and a 2-4 inside of the UFC. I highly doubt Kyle Dawkins is going to get re-signed to the promotion. Off to the PFL we go, Kyle Dawkins. Put your thoughts down below. Where should Kyle go next? Bellator, PFL? Maybe some other organization? Put your thoughts down below. Dun 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 dun. Ding 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 ding. Dun 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 dun. Dan Hooker, man, you are crazy. Alrighty then, in the, I don't know, do I want to do a prediction for this one? Ming Zhang Zhang is out, and Tyson Pedro will now fight Modestas Bukauskas. In the UFC, I'm going to read the comments. Let's do that. The UFC cut Impa for being 2-2, and the 2 losses, man, are freaking Joaquin Buckley in a fight he was winning, and the second one was Carlston Harris, whose only UFC loss is who? Shavkat Rahman? Okay, come on. Why did they cut him? Why did they cut that guy? Come on, man. Guru picked Carlston Harris. That's disappointing. Bro, this card is not even stacked for San Antonio to have that as the main event. Fat Impa. Aldana Pennington confirmed? No. It is definitely not confirmed. Sad Dawkins could have been a good fight for Abdulrazak Al Hassan, who just won. Yeah, that could have been a good one. That could have been a good one indeed. Abdul just knocked out the Brazilian that's always like dancing and stuff, doing all that type of thing. But he had a good win in his last fight, for sure, for sure. 284. Not fighters. You think there's a fighter named 284? Come on. Come on. Come on, buddy. All right, we go on to a lot of cancellations on this card. Sadly, but still looking up to be a pretty solid one as we go on to this fight in the light heavyweight division. Ming Zhang is out. Tyson Pedro now will be fighting Modestas Bukauskas in his second stint inside of the UFC's light heavyweight division. Just turned 29 years old yesterday. And he knocked out Chuck Campbell. He knocked out Lee Chadwick to become the Cage Warriors light heavyweight champion. And if you know, you know, Cage Warriors light heavyweight division really is not that good. I'm going to be dead honest with you. But his UFC career started out very solid, actually, knocking out Andreas Michailidis in round number 1. Fought a top 15 light heavyweight in the second fight in Jimmy Crute. He got knocked out, lost to Mikhail Oleszejczyk, who's a guy that is now in the middleweight division that I do believe is going to be a future top 15 type of guy, knocking out Shamil Gamzatov, Sam Alvey, and Cody Brundage. After beating Modestas Bukauskas, he beat all of those guys by first round knockout and could not knock out Modestas Bukauskas. Modestas had a split decision with him, where Mikhail's knocking out undefeated Shamil, knocking out Iron Chin Sam Alvey, and knocking out Cody Brundage, while only losing to Dustin Jacoby. So that shows you something that, dude, Modestas Bukauskas is not that shabby of a guy. Getting a split decision with Mikhail, while Mikhail's just knocking out left and right everyone else in round number 1. That's not a bad thing at all. And this one right here, Khalil Roundtree, another guy that is in the top 15 after beating Modestas, knocked out Carl Roberson and beat Dustin Jacoby. I don't think he won that fight, but he is now a top 15 fighter in the light heavyweight division. You got 2 top 15 guys. A guy that just knocked out everyone after beating Modestas Bukauskas is now very close to being a top 15 guy in the UFC's middleweight division, maybe 1 or 2 more good wins. Those are the guys he's losing to. So I do believe Modestas is UFC caliber. I mean, they had the right to cut him. 3-fight losing streak doesn't really look too good, especially with the last one being that devastating injury to the, I want to say LCL, something like that. But Tyson Pedro and Modestas, they're going to put on a battle right here. Same height, similar reach, similar age right here. Neither is going to have too big of a physical advantage or anything like that. But if you know Tyson Pedro and if you know Modestas Bukauskas, they put on some exciting fights. Pedro going out there submitting Saparov, losing to Ovi St. Preux and Mauricio Hua all by finish. And then knocking out Ike Villanueva and knocking out Harry Hunsucker. These guys are going out there to get the finish. I do think this one is going to be inside the distance. Either Modestas is going to knock out Tyson Pedro or Tyson Pedro is going to knock out Modestas. I'm not too sure which one it's going to be. Very close one, but I'm going to lean Tyson Pedro to get that TKO. But again, even if Modestas loses, he's still UFC caliber, man. Losing to absolute studs in the light heavyweight and middleweight division. Who do y'all think wins and why? Thoughts down below. Next one in the, what is this? The lightweight division, maybe? I don't know. In the UFC's lightweight/welterweight division, Conor McGregor on Instagram. This is a snap from the original Ultimate Fighter house where I coached versus Uriah Faber. This photo was just before the show, though. It was right before I won my first world title, beating Uriah's teammate Chad Mendes around. I then went on to coach the famous fight show straight after that one with a big black eye and a gash, my tricolor, and my new and first ever UFC gold belt. I waltzed into the notorious fight gym in Las Vegas, the slickest suits and shouts the show has ever seen before, on top of the silverware, and I coached my team to victory. Crazy, some journey. I have just been offered to coach this role again. I like it. It is full immersion, which is needed. I see fighters lining up. I know what's ahead. I've been ready, mofos. Hashtag stay ready. Conor McGregor has been offered to coach the next season of The Ultimate Fighter, and I just put this out earlier today. Imagine them in The Ultimate Fighter against each other. Now we got the beef between Artem Lobov and Conor McGregor. Maybe they coach against each other, I don't know. Or maybe something more manageable in the UFC's welterweight division could be The Ultimate Fighter versus Conor McGregor with George Masvidal. Or maybe it could be Michael Chandler. One of those two options, one of those three options makes some sense. For The Ultimate Fighter 2023, Michael Chandler on The Ultimate Fighter, or maybe Jorge Gamebred Masvidal on The Ultimate Fighter. What do y'all think? Who will McGregor fight on The Ultimate Fighter? He says he's down to do it, so the UFC is down to do it. Michael Chandler's probably down to do it. Masvidal is probably down to do it. And, you know, the timing after McGregor posted this on Instagram to where Jorge Masvidal is posting that he's got a fight scheduled is very interesting, meaning maybe Masvidal and Conor McGregor are going to get their fight schedules right when they get scheduled to compete on The Ultimate Fighter against each other. Season 25, I don't even know what season it is. What do y'all think about McGregor coaching the next season of The Ultimate Fighter? I do think it's going to be against Masvidal. I like to see Masvidal or Michael Chandler. Either way, those are still both two very good fights and two very good coaching opposition to each other. But what do y'all think? Put your thoughts down below. Imagine them in The Ultimate Fighter. Alright, we go on to the women's bantamweight division. Talks for Amanda Nunes versus Irene Aldana are off because the UFC could not reach an agreement with Nunes. Nunes wants Juliana Pena and Irene Aldana to fight each other for the next bantamweight title shot. Pena will only accept a fight if it is for the belt. And you got Chris Cyborg commenting down there to reply to this tweet, Cyborg versus Nunes 2. So Cyborg would like the rematch with Amanda Nunes. Juliana Pena wants the trilogy with Amanda Nunes. Irene Aldana wanted the fight with Amanda Nunes, but Nunes is declining both Juliana Pena and Irene Aldana, saying Irene and Juliana should fight each other. Juliana Pena is declining Irene Aldana, saying she deserves the trilogy. I mean, everyone left and right decline. Nobody wants to fight out of these three girls in the women's bantamweight division. So what in the world is going to happen in this women's bantamweight division? What are they going to do? I really don't know as of right now, but I did hear a little while ago, a little bird did tell me that Juliana Pena is not going to be fighting either Amanda Nunes or Irene Aldana because she's just dead set on fighting Amanda Nunes. But I did just hear that Irene Aldana versus Raquel Pennington is a fight the UFC is looking at. Not official, not even in the works just yet, but they are talking about maybe making that the main event of San Antonio, the UFC Fight Night in San Antonio, and making Irene Aldana versus Raquel Pennington the #1 contender fight, and having Juliana Pena just sit there, do nothing. Amanda Nunes, sit there, do nothing. Let's wait for Aldana versus Raquel Pennington. They're trying to make it 5 rounds in San Antonio. I don't want it. I'm sure you guys don't want it as well. That seems to be what the UFC is looking to do here. I hope not. I really do hope not. I'm going to try to find the tweet right here. Sources confirm at ESPN Deportes that the UFC is working on a fight with Raquel Pennington versus Irene Aldana for the San Antonio card on March 25th. Not a done deal yet, but it is expected to serve as a 5-round main event, as reported by Lynch on Sports. I really, really hope this does not come to fruition. I'd honestly just rather the UFC just do Aldana versus freaking Juliana Pena and do Raquel Pennington for the title shot against Amanda Nunes. There's a lot of things you can do here, but I think Aldana would get smoked in the title fight. They should do Aldana versus Juliana Pena and Amanda Nunes, Raquel Pennington. But I do not want to see Irene Aldana fighting Raquel Pennington in the main event. I mean, Raquel Pennington's already beaten Irene Aldana. Why they have to do that again, I don't know. And especially as the main event of that UFC fight card, especially in San Antonio, just not something I'm really keen on. You know what I'm saying? What do y'all think about that one? Who should fight who here in the UFC's women's bantamweight division? Next one in the UFC's welterweight division. Former UFC champion Rafael dos Anjos offers former interim UFC champion Dustin Poirier a fight and a debut in that welterweight division. He wants to welcome Dustin Poirier up a weight class at 170 pounds. Poirier, as of right now, coming off a lightweight win against Beneil Dariush. Some talks about maybe Poirier versus Gaethje, but then Gaethje got the fight with Rafael Fiziev. Beneil Dariush probably going to be fighting Charles Oliveira, and Islam is fighting the featherweight champ Alexander Volkanovski. There really isn't anything there for Dustin Poirier unless he wants to fight Arman Tsarukyan or go up to the welterweight division and fight Rafael dos Anjos. As Rafael is saying, obviously it's not going to make sense. Why do it in the welterweight division? What is that really going to be doing for him? So obviously I say no to a Rafael dos Anjos Dustin Poirier fight. But what do y'all think about the call out? I think Poirier would absolutely mop the floor with Rafael dos Anjos at this moment in time. Had a little hiccup there, but what do y'all think? Put your thoughts down below. In the bantamweight division, Henry Cejudo opens as the underdog against UFC bantamweight champion Aljamain Sterling. I mean, there's been odds changing between Sterling and Cejudo. Cejudo was a favorite at one point. Now Sterling's a favorite. Sometimes the odds are 50-50, but as of right now, today, Aljamain Sterling is a -120 favorite for a fight that is looking to be in the works for UFC 287 later on this year in April. And Cejudo right now is the underdog. Who do y'all think wins? Henry Cejudo, the former double champion, or Aljamain Sterling, who got a win over a cripple, got a very controversial split decision win that a lot of people thought he lost, and then got the DQ win. So a lot of weird wins for the belt for Aljamain Sterling. Do we get some more weirdness here with Henry Cejudo, or does Henry reclaim the bantamweight gold? Put your thoughts down below. And here, comeback season in the light heavyweight division. Tom Aspinall, or we'll redo that one here in the light heavyweight division. Tom Aspinall says comeback season on the way to the top of the UFC's heavyweight division. You can see him training right now with his coach and training partners right here, throwing hands on the mitts of his, I don't really know what I'm saying. We're going to redo that one really quickly right here. Tom Aspinall on Instagram saying comeback season to the top of the UFC's heavyweight division. He's been out for a while since he ended up losing his first ever UFC fight to the number 4 contender Curtis Blades. And Curtis Blades ended up knocking him out, not to the chin or anything like that, but he literally just blew out his knee in round number 1. And I'm looking at this UFC heavyweight division to try and figure out who Tom Aspinall should be fighting next. We're not going to go Blago. We're not going to give him Jailton Almeida. Romanov has a fight. Spivak has a fight. Chris Dawkins should go down to the light heavyweight division. Tybura has a fight. Jairzinho Rozenstruik would be an interesting one. Alexander Volkov does have a fight. Derek Lewis has a fight. I believe Tai Tuivasa does not have a fight. Already lost to Curtis Blades. Tuivasa's on a little bit of a losing streak right now to Sergey Pavlovich and Cyril Gane. Two guys, number 5 and number 6 in the heavyweight division. Main event in the UK. Main event anywhere. I mean, I don't care where this fight takes place. It is a fireworks type of a fight between Tom Aspinall and Tai Tuivasa. That's what should be next. Who do y'all think wins? I would go Tom Aspinall with a late finish or a decision win, but put your thoughts down below. In the bantamweight division, Umar Nurmagomedov says, anybody from bantamweight, 11 March, please, I'm begging for one of you guys to accept a goddamn fight with me. The number 11 contender in the bantamweight division. I mean, everyone else is scheduled. Jack Shore, Said Nurmagomedov, Adrian Yanez, Chris Gutierrez, Ricky Simon, Pedro Munoz. I don't think Pedro Munoz was. Or was he fighting Chris Gutierrez? Yeah. Yadong Song is scheduled. Rob Font is scheduled. Corey Sandhagen, Vera, Dvalishvili, Jan, and O'Malley. He's not getting an O'Malley fight. But the only guy that is not scheduled for a fight is Dominic Cruz. So that's literally it. Is Dominic Cruz or Umar is really not going to be fighting for quite a while. Do you think they make Dominic Cruz or do they make Umar Nurmagomedov sit? Put your thoughts down below for Umar Nurmagomedov's next fight in the bantamweight division. Bing dong dong ding ding ding. In the UFC's lightweight division, Matt Frevola continues to call out Paddy the Baddy Pimblett for a fight in the UFC lightweight division. This is the fight to make, as Joe Rogan said. How is it not? I don't know what the heck type of grammar that is, but Matt Frevola really wants this fight. I think he probably thinks he's going to win the fight, obviously, but coming off that win over Otman Azaitar, got to put a lot of confidence in Matt Frevola's abilities to go out there and beat a guy like Paddy Pimblett, who, I mean, his chin is just straight up in the air. So if he's able to knock out a guy like Otman Azaitar and catch his chin the way he did, catch the chin of Genaro Valdez the way he did, there's a very good shot he could also catch the chin of the man, the myth, the legend. No, he's not a legend, obviously. Paddy Pimblett in the UFC lightweight division, only losing to Terrence McKinney. Pretty solid, but coming off a pretty devastating knockout loss. And then an absolute beast in Arman Tsarukyan. What do y'all think about the call out? Again, I mean, he's been calling him out every single month, every single day. If the fight happens, you got Paddy, or you guys have Matt Frevola winning. Put your thoughts down below. Next one in the middleweight division, Caio Borralho. So, I heard someone is calling my name. I'm ready in May. Are you? Who in the world is calling out Caio Borralho? I really do not know who it is, but I would say a good fight for Caio Borralho as of right now could be Nasruddin Imavov inside of the top 15 of the UFC middleweight division. If not, maybe an Anthony Fluffy Hernandez type of a fight. I really don't know. As of right now, he probably deserves a fight inside of the top 15 of the middleweight division, but is he going to get a fight in the top 15 of the middleweight division? I really do not know if that is what's going to happen for him. But I think an Anthony Fluffy Hernandez fight would make a lot of sense. I would say maybe that Nasruddin Imavov fight could make sense as well. Or you go to wherever the heck Gerald Meerschaert is. I think he's fighting Joe Pyfer. If Gerald Meerschaert wins that one, maybe you do Gerald Meerschaert versus Caio Borralho. I don't know who he's going to fight. I don't really know who he's referencing in this tweet right here. But who do y'all think is going to be fighting next in the middleweight division, top 15, or just outside of that? Put your thoughts down below. All right, let's refresh the screen because we got more god dang MMA news. Alrighty then. Let's screenshot that and let's put it on the story. Because we got some crazy MMA news. All right, let's check the next one here, and that is the MMA news that I am referring to in the UFC's lightweight division. Charles "Do Bronx" Oliveira Beneil Dariush for May event per Beneil Dariush himself and the Schmo. We finally have some confirmation on this banger of a fight in the UFC's lightweight division right here. Beneil Dariush destroying Mateusz Gamrot, and Oliveira coming off that loss to champion Islam Makhachev. This is absolutely amazing, in my opinion, right here between Oliveira and Beneil Dariush. I'm actually going to go Beneil Dariush to be winning the fight, and they're not saying it's like an official fight, that it's 100% going to be happening, but Beneil Dariush says the UFC is targeting this fight in a main event in May, or maybe it could be like a co-main event of a pay-per-view, but this should be 5 rounds. It should not be a 3-round co-main or anything like that. But who do y'all think wins and why? Charles Oliveira or Beneil Dariush? I'm going to go Beneil by a very close decision. Put your thoughts down below for this banger in the lightweight division. Alrighty then, that is a good way to end off all of this MMA news. What a freaking banger that is indeed in the UFC. Alrighty then, dun. Whoa. Alright, let's see, how many comments do we got? Sad Dalkish, I already read that one, I already read it. Joshua Kulibao versus Melsik, that is a banger. Randy Brown, good underdog versus Jack Della. His odds are pretty decent, but I think Jack should get the win. Bert, can you tell Jax to cover his half of the rent? He won't pay me, I will not. Pena is so bad, she is. You just hate lesbian women because they think they're too feminine. Who you got? John Jones or Gone? I have Gone by decision. Hey, let's go, Big Bert. What's up, Lemons? V-Cuts. Bert, G. Jag said we can't say for certain Jones beat his wife because formal charges were never filed. Interesting. Matt Frivola has me blocked on his Instagram. Wow. Why would he block you? That is very interesting indeed. Alrighty then. Ladies and gentlemen, we are almost about to end the live. So, let's see if there's any more MMA news I can find on Twitter. Yeah, we got the new one, the Beneil Dariush versus Charles Oliveira that just came out less than 10 minutes ago while we were live, which is amazing to see. Absolutely amazing to see. But I think that's about it. Alright, let's check the Discord. MMA news, Casey O'Neill, Ariel Hawani, Randy Couture. No, I think that's it for today's MMA news. Alright, thank y'all for watching today's live stream. I'm not going to make any promises about making predictions or going live tomorrow or the next day, whatever the case may be. I do want to go live tomorrow, the next day, the day after that, but I cut a heck of a lot of weight. For a guy my size and my weight, for an MMA fight, it wouldn't be too bad. I mean, it's only 23 pounds, 24 pounds that I have to cut, but it's like on a weekly, every few day basis that I have to cut as much weight as I do. If it was for an MMA fight, I have no problem cutting the amount of weight that I do because it really would not be that big of an issue. But I gotta cut the weight so often and just so recurrently that it just takes my mind away from MMA, making YouTube videos, going live like this and things like that. But I have 2 weeks till my next wrestling match, so I got a lot of time to not make weight. So I should be making some more videos and going live a lot more than usual in the next few days because I don't really have to make weight. So that is a good thing indeed. But thank you guys for watching. That is today's MMA news. Da 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 da.